Good morning, everyone. My name is Amna, and my group and I selected to learn about addictions across life stages of emerging and late adulthood. I wanted to have the poster pulled up as I speak to you guys so you guys can kind of follow along with me. But before we get into the discussion, I want to define that addictions includes both substance and repetitive behaviors that activate the brain's reward system, exacerbating that vicious cycle of addictive behavior. Currently, DSM only identifies one addictive disorder, and that is characterized by disorderly behavior, which is gambling disorder. So, yeah, alcoholism is not recognized by the DSM, however, it is recognized in the International Classification of Diseases, or the ICD. But with that being said, let's kind of overview what my peers wrote in the section titled, I don't know if you can see my mouse here, Emerging Young Adulthood, Intimacy versus Isolation. So emerging adulthood, this can range anywhere from 18 to 30, and they strive for connection and intimacy, but they often experience isolation and a fear of disconnection. So substance use can really peak during the stage of life, and it's influenced by peer pressure, leading to experimentation with various substances beyond even just alcohol. This period of vulnerability may result in risky behaviors, including continued substance misuse, unstable relationships, and of course deteriorating mental health. So this really highlights the importance of support intervention needed for the stage. So my section is the wordy one, cultural and contextual developmental context of addictions, and we chose to focus on the model Race and Ethnic Identity Model from Cocker L. 2022, Chapter 3. Now, it is wordy, but that's because we're going to be delving into the four main communities in the U.S., including white, Black, Hispanic and Latino, and Asian communities. Despite these four groups' cultural differences, all emerging adults experience transitions and stressors inherent to this developmental stage, and these transitions can range anywhere from leaving home, entering higher education or the workforce, and forming romantic relationships. All of these are risk factors to increase susceptibility to substance experimentation, particularly under the influence of peer dynamics and stress. So let's kind of delve into it. So in Western societies, emerging adults often encounter a cultural context where substance use is prevalent and normalized, particularly within environments like college campuses and nightlife scenes. This normalization can be influenced by media representations and societal attitudes, fostering experimentation with substances during the transition from adolescence to adulthood. Moreover, Black communities, especially emerging adults, may face stressors related to racial discrimination and identity formation, which can contribute to risk factors for addiction. Hispanic and Latino emerging adults may encounter challenges related to acculturation, family expectations, and socioeconomic status, influencing their substance use behaviors. Meanwhile, Asian emerging adults grapple with academic pressure, family obligations, and cultural expectations, especially Confucianism form, which can lead to coping mechanisms and stressors contributing to substance use and other addictive behaviors. I know I threw a lot at you guys, but now let's kind of shift gears to learn a little bit about the cultural attitudes and stress related to these racial and ethnic identities in late adulthood. So going back to my peers here, we are focusing on late adulthood in the context of ego integrity versus despair. So I talk about the late adulthood life stage are individuals who are 65 and over. And this period of life is hallmarked by individuals' reflection of their accomplishments and their experience either a sense of wisdom and integrity or regret and helplessness. Older adults face nuanced challenges, such as health issues and reliance on caregivers, which can lead to feelings of depression and potentially substance use. Factors like bereavement and social isolation can really increase the risk of substance use and other addictive behaviors amongst older adults. Early onset substance use poses chronic health risks, while late onset may occur after stressful life events or in the middle of adulthood. For example, it could be depression, divorce, your child going off to college, empty nester syndrome. Those are some factors in late adulthood. Anyway, let's get into it. So late adulthood is marked by that significant life transition and stressors that can increase susceptibility to addiction. In Western cultures, retirement transitions may induce feelings of isolation or loss, or loss of identity, potentially heightening the vulnerability to addictive behaviors. Although there still remains that liberal outlook, especially towards alcohol, fostered by the normalization of its consumption in social settings, due to the emphasis on individualism and autonomy for this group, There is also an increasing awareness of the risk associated with substance use and misuse, especially in older age, leading to efforts prompted by close family and friends to support responsible drinking. In Black communities, historical and socio-political factors deeply play a role in influencing attitude towards substance use among older adults, with resilience, spirituality, and community playing crucial roles in its recovery. Black older adults face the biggest stressors related to systemic racism and health disparities, especially access to health care. Hispanic and Latino cultures, while they are diverse in their attitudes towards substance use, they do share the central value of familioso, which is close family ties. But because of that, stigma may hinder individuals from seeking help. It's both a strength and also not. Hispanic and Latino older adults may also grapple with acculturation stress or familial obligations, influencing their coping mechanisms and risk of addiction. And conversely, Asian cultures tend to uphold stricter norms and taboos around substance use, influenced by values like self-discipline and social harmony, although cultural stigma may also inhibit their open discussions about addiction. Despite these challenges, cultural practices and traditions in Asian cultures promote resilience and well-being. They can balance cultural expectations and their obligations, but they also do experience as stressors impacting their vulnerability to addiction. Now that was a lot, so I really thank you guys, and I hope that you guys really learned a lot about these different groups of race and ethnic identities in the context of addictions across emerging and late adulthood. Thank you.